Welcome to the final part of Squid Game Season 3. If you haven't watched the previous parts, check the links in the description. In the last episode, Jun-hee didn't make it through the 5th game, so Gi-hun was left holding her baby in his arms. The remaining players formed an unspoken alliance to kill Gi-hun, the baby, and Min-soo in the next game, where they must choose at least 3 players to be eliminated in order to complete the final round. The frontman handed Gi-hun a knife, suggesting he kill the others to save himself and the baby.
But if you kill them while they're sleeping, the baby and you will win the prize. You and the baby can get out of this place alive. You have my word. Player 456, do you still have faith in people?
So let's dive in. Back in the dormitory, Gi-hun returns silently. The others are still asleep, unaware. Watching him through the cameras, the frontman remembers how Il-nam once made him the same offer.
What? Why the hesitation? Tomorrow morning, the others will come for you, doing everything they can to kill you. So take that knife and kill them. At this point, it's the best chance you got.
After a long hesitation, he slit the throats of the other players while they slept to survive. From that moment on, he lived with the firm belief that anyone else in his place would have done the same. It was his only justification. He lost faith in humanity when he lost faith in his own. He exhales in relief as Gi-hun approaches Jung-jae, seemingly ready to kill him. But he can't do it. In his mind, Gi-hun remembers Sae-byeok, how she once stopped him from killing his own friend in the previous games. She told him not to sink to his level.
Don't do it. That isn't you. You're a good person at heart.
Gi-hun lowers the knife and walks back to his bed. Tears well in the frontman's eyes as he realizes he has lost the psychological battle he started against Gi-hun. He failed to break his conviction. In the end, Gi-hun proved to be morally stronger than the frontman. No-yeol reaches the large vent outside the building. She fires a shot straight into the spinning fan, breaking its motor. Without wasting a second, she climbs inside and makes her way toward the main rooms. She crawls through the narrow duct, inching closer to the officer's room. Meanwhile, out at sea, the father of the sick girl speeds through the fog, clutching his bleeding wound. The fog thickens, and somewhere across the waters, Jun-ho and the mercenary leader try to find the island. They're close, but still haven't located it. Then the boat's radio crackles to life.
Detective Hwang Jun, can you hear me?
It's his brother, the frontman. With a cold voice, he tells Jun-ho to stop the search and turn back because if he keeps going, he's going to die.
If that's what it takes.
The next morning, the announcer's voice echoes across the room, informing the players that the final game is about to begin, and they should proceed to the arena. One by one, the players rise and begin the march up the corridor. At the same time, No-yeol slips through the vent and silently drops into the officer's room. She hears the shower running, so she hides, waiting. The officer steps out to find No-yeol pointing her gun at him. She orders him to delete every record they have on the father of the sick girl. He moves to the computer and deletes the files without arguing.
Was that everything?
That's it, including the records on the main server.
I'm sorry, sir, but I have to get rid of the records you have in your brain.
Oh yeah, I nearly forgot. We keep hard copies of everything. Those will need to be destroyed to truly give 246 a clean slate.
Where are they stored?
The archives in the front man's office. And the only ones with access to the top floor are him and myself, that's it.
Meanwhile, the players reach the arena. The space is vast and silent. In the center stand 3 towers, each shaped differently. 1 square, 1 triangle, 1 circle. The players are instructed to step into the elevator at the center of the square-shaped tower. One by one, they enter. The elevator, with a pole in the center, ascends steadily, taking them straight to the top of the tower. Now standing dozens of feet above the ground on a wide platform, the players glance around. From a high viewing window, the VIPs watch with anticipation as the players take their positions. The announcer's voice echoes once again, announcing the name of the final game.
It's Squid Game.
Meanwhile, No-yeol forces the officer to take her to the frontman's office. They enter the elevator, and the scanner confirms his identity by scanning his mask.
Identity confirmed.
As the elevator begins to move, he lunges for her gun. They struggle violently. The weapon clatters to the floor. The elevator stops, and they stumble into the corridor, still fighting. The officer gains the upper hand. He slams No-yeol to the floor, leaving her breathless and dazed. Standing over her, he takes a moment to gloat.
I know you and 246 worked together at that amusement park. What, you got a crush on him or something?
If player 246 dies, then so will the kid.
Did you really do all this just to protect some kid? Does it make you feel better about abandoning yours?
I'm begging you, let them go.
Uh-huh. You already crossed the line. Can't go back now.
Then he pulls out a knife and lunges. No-yeol deflects ducks, and throws him to the ground. But the officer recovers quickly and smashes a glass over her head, sending her crashing down again. As she lies bleeding, he tells her they're the same, both from North Korea, both survivors of loss.
I didn't bring you all the way here just because the two of us are from North Korea. It's just because I thought you would understand me better than anyone else. I lost the only person I cared about over there, all because I couldn't get one kidney. And I get here and see all these.
He drives the knife into her kidney. His walkie-talkie crackles to life. A voice informs him that the final game is about to begin. He responds, saying to proceed without him and that he'll join shortly. As he turns to the monitors to watch the game, No-yeol quietly crawls toward the elevator, dragging her injured body across the floor. He doesn't notice. His eyes are glued to the screens. He mutters that he should have put her in the game instead of making her a guard, that it's time for her to meet her child in the afterlife. But when he finally turns around, he sees her.
Where are you going? You know the elevator won't work. You need my mask to get anywhere.
No-yeol is reaching for the elevator door. She opens it, grabs the gun that had fallen earlier, and before he can react, she fires multiple shots into his chest. At the top of the tower, the announcer lays out the brutal rules of the final game. The players have 15 minutes to choose someone among them to be pushed off the edge. If one person is eliminated, the group will move to the next tower once the timer ends and repeat the process. At least one player must be eliminated on each level. If the timer runs out without a sacrifice, everyone on that pillar dies. Tension ripples through the group as the announcement ends. Almost immediately, all eyes shift toward Gi-hun and the baby. The group begins to move, slowly and deliberately, toward them. Meanwhile, Min-soo stands apart, gripped by hallucinations. In his mind, Thanos dangles from the edge of the tower, calling out to him. He tells Min-soo he missed him, and that there are more Infinity Stones inside his necklace. As Min-soo reaches out to pull him up, Thanos morphs into Nam-gyu, who grabs Min-soo's leg and demands the stones back. Min-soo lashes out, fighting the vision, stumbling closer to the edge. The announcer reminds the players that the round begins, and the countdown starts, only when the button at the center of the platform is pressed. Jung-jae steps forward and hits it, triggering a loud beep. The timer begins. Jung-jae takes control of the situation. He proposes they make one sacrifice per round to maximize everyone's chances of survival, because if they start pushing each other around, they could all die. A few players nod in agreement. They decide to vote. The first name raised is the baby. Player 39 speaks up, arguing that the baby shouldn't even count since her mother is dead, and she's just baggage. Several agree, and they try to reason with Gi-hun to hand the child over, but he refuses, standing his ground. Myung-gi steps in with a new plan. He suggests they eliminate Min-soo first. Gi-hun and the baby can be dealt with on the next tower.
It might look that way now, but if we threaten him and say we're gonna push them both off, I'm sure he'll let the kid go. He doesn't want to die now. That's true.
I'm not so sure. Remember Jump Rope? How he went across the bridge like that carrying the kid? I don't know why, but he's not gonna just let it go.
Crazy bastard. Is he the dad?
Eventually, a consensus is reached. Min-soo will be the sacrifice. He starts pleading, then yelling.
Get out!
As the timer winds down, panic sets in. No one wants to be the one to push him, afraid he'll grab them as he falls. Myung-gi walks calmly to the center, pulls a long metal pole from a fixture on the platform, and without hesitation, uses it to push Min-soo. In his mind,
I'm sorry, Sammy.
Let's go.
Min-soo imagines one last moment of peace, holding Semi's hand. Then, he falls to his death.
Player 125 eliminated.
The pole. So that's what they wanted us to do with him.
Meanwhile, the pursuit team is chasing the sick girl's father. He races through the fog toward freedom, but the guards close in fast. They open fire, hitting the boat's motor and bringing it to a halt. The boat drifts as bullets tear through the air. He scrambles for his weapon and returns fire, managing to take down one of the attackers. But his ammo runs dry. Just as he braces for the worst, Jun-ho and the mercenary arrive.
Player 246 eliminated.
They open fire, eliminating the remaining pursuers just in time. Jun-ho boards the father's boat and raises his gun.
Wait, please don't. I'm not one of the guards. I was trying to escape. That's why they were chasing me. Don't move while I check something.
Jun-ho scans the chip behind his ear. The scanner confirms he's player 246.
That means you played in those games. Yeah.
When Jun-ho asks where the island is, the man points through the thick fog toward a barely visible silhouette on the horizon. Inside the frontman's office, No-yeol reaches the archive. She opens a door and finds a wax sculpture of Chairman Oh-il-nam, dressed as Player 1, his host mask and suit displayed beside him. She descends a stairwell, finds a locked door, and shoots it open. Inside are rows of cabinets holding player information from years past. She frantically digs through the files until she finds player 246's record. Back at the arena, a narrow bridge extends from the square tower to the next one, the triangle. The VIPs lean in with excitement.
It's time for 222 and 456 to be eliminated.
They'll have to separate the two of them first.
Well, that won't be easy, since 456 is a total lunatic.
As the players step onto the new platform, all eyes lock onto him. Player 100 moves to start the timer, but Myung-gi stops him.
Wait!
They need a plan.
Not until we can separate those two.
The group agrees. The baby must go next. Player 353 grabs the long pole from the center of the platform and demands that Gi-hun place the baby at the end of it, or he'll push them both. But Gi-hun doesn't flinch.
Yeah, and what will you do if you kill me and the kid? You gotta pick another one to die next round.
Player 353 falters. Then, player 203 slams the start button.
The second round has now begun. You have 15 minutes to play the second round.
Hey, what the hell? We were trying to talk!
Who gives a shit anymore? Come on, guys. If he won't drop the kid, let's just push them both.
Gi-hun calmly tells player 353 to go ahead, but reminds him that he's already being targeted by the others.
You could be the one they choose in the next round. I can see them now behind you, plotting what to do next.
Fear sets in, and player 353 backs off. Tensions explode as player 203 grabs the pole. He and 353 begin to wrestle for control.
What do I keep telling you? If we decide to kill them both, it means that one of us is gonna die next round. So stop acting like an idiot and let's think about this.
I'm an idiot?
Just as the chaos peaks, Myung-gi steps forward and says he has an idea. They start playing rock, paper, scissors to decide who must try to grab the baby from Gi-hun. Player 336 loses. Now he's the one who has to confront Gi-hun. The group knots their jackets into a makeshift rope and ties it around player 336's waist. The plan: he'll go toward Gi-hun, gain his trust, and when the moment's right, they'll pull him and the baby to the center and toss Gi-hun over the edge. Player 336 slowly approaches, pretending to negotiate.
This silly thing. It's a safety measure.
He lies and says they've drawn lots to choose who will be eliminated this round, and urges Gi-hun to walk to the center with him. But Gi-hun doesn't budge. He says he'll draw his lot right where he stands.
Why? You think we'd lie to you?
Yeah, I do. Now bring over the lots. I'll draw mine here.
They stall for time. Then 336 lunges. The others begin pulling the rope, but Gi-hun reacts fast. He whips out the knife the front man gave him and slices the rope clean through. Then he presses the blade to player 336's throat. Now 336 is teetering at the edge of the tower. From behind, Myung-gi appears with a pole. He tells Gi-hun to step aside, and without hesitation, shoves player 336 off the platform. Then he turns to Gi-hun and tells him he's on his side. Together, they face the rest of the players, armed and ready. The others beg to draw lots for the next elimination, but Myung-gi doesn't trust them.
The only reason we tried to take the baby is because you told us to!
That's right. The whole plan was your idea.
Did you hear all that? Don't believe a word that greedy brat says!
I was trying to save the child, okay?
That's when Myung-gi drops a bombshell. He's the baby's father. There are still 8 minutes left before the round ends. The VIPs watching erupt in delight. One of them declares that bringing Gi-hun back was the best decision ever. Gi-hun flashes back to the jump rope game, remembering the moment when Myung-gi whispered something to Jun-hee. He begins to think that maybe Myung-gi was telling the truth.
Why'd you wait to say anything?
I wanted to leave here with Jun-hee and our kid. She didn't trust me in the end, though.
Myung-gi tells Gi-hun that they're the only two left with weapons, so they should work together and choose who gets eliminated next.
We're the only ones with weapons. We can choose who to eliminate next round.
He says the baby is the only thing that matters to him now. Surprisingly, the other players suddenly turn on player 39. They beat him ruthlessly, breaking his leg. They call him a lunchbox, planning to carry him to the next tower and sacrifice him.
We'll pack us a lunchbox! First, we beat him half to death. Then we drag him over there. Hit the button, then we go, and we toss him off the edge. Game over!
Gi-hun can't take it anymore. He steps in with the knife and orders them to stop. He tells them this isn't the way and insists that they draw lots.
Are you for real?
We could end the game right here. Why the hell are you doing this to us?
But they refuse and attack. Player 353 lunges at Myung-gi. Player 203 charges at Gi-hun. A violent brawl breaks out. Myung-gi overpowers 353 and pushes him off the tower to his death. Gi-hun manages to stab player 203. Apparently, he picked up some decent knife fighting skills during his past fight with Sang-woo. Only player 100 remains. He begs, pleads, and offers alternatives.
Nice work! Well done, you two! Oh, the lunchbox! If we just drag him over there and throw him off in the next round, we get, 11.4 billion!
But Myung-gi doesn't hesitate. As we've seen before, Myung-gi is greedy.
What's up? Is that still too low? That's fine. 10 billion won! That's all I need!
100 Im Jung-dae. Total debt 10 billion.
I'll give you the rest of it, okay? 1.4 billion!
We'll get 15.2 if I push you off.
He shoves player 100 off the tower to claim his share of the prize. Then, unexpectedly, player 39, bloodied and crawling, reaches the edge of the platform. He tells them he won't be their lunchbox. Myung-gi tries to talk him down.
So just stay right where you are. Let's talk about it.
But player 39 doesn't listen.
You guys can talk to each other all you want.
With one final glare, he commits the unthinkable. Now only 3 remain. Gi-hun, the baby, and Myung-gi. One more tower to go, and one of them has to die. The players are instructed to move to the final tower. Myung-gi crosses first and quickly grabs the pole, blocking Gi-hun from advancing with the baby. He orders Gi-hun to hand over the child and stay behind on the triangle tower.
That means in the next round, you're gonna have to choose to kill yourself or your own child.
I know that.
Gi-hun stares at him in disbelief and asks if he's really going to throw his own daughter off the tower just to win the prize. The announcer interrupts, warning them that the bridge will close in 5 minutes. Meanwhile, back in the VIP lounge, a guard urgently summons the frontman to the control center. He points to a radar screen, showing that a boat is approaching the island. On that boat, the mercenary leader tends to the injured player 246. Jun-ho assures him that the Coast Guard is on the way. They'll arrive in a couple of hours. But Jun-ho isn't going to wait. He suits up in diving gear, determined to infiltrate the island alone. He tells the mercenary to stay and wait for the Coast Guard, and to tell them everything. Then he dives into the water and begins swimming toward the island. Inside the officer's chamber, No-Yul is already setting fire to the game's secret archive. As flames consume the damning evidence, her eyes catch a folder labeled Guards. She pauses. While the fire rages behind her, she flips through the files and finds her own. Her file details everything: her defection from North Korea, her husband's execution, and a chilling note that her daughter is dead. Inside is a photo of her lost family. She bursts into tears as the reality hits her. Back in the arena, the final standoff begins. Myung-gi steps onto the bridge, unflinching, and again demands that Gi-hun hand over the baby. But Gi-hun warns him that if they both fall now, Myung-gi will still be eliminated after the next round.
I tell you what, I'll let you kill me instead.
You think I'll buy your bullshit? The second you're over the bridge, you'll push me off and take the prize money yourself.
I meant it.
That's total man. Why should I believe you, huh?
I made a promise. I swore.
You swore? To Jun-hee? Why are you so obsessed with Jun-hee? Did you know her outside of here? Yeah!
Gi-hun stays calm. There's no time left to argue. Gi-hun gives in. Slowly, he lowers the baby onto the bridge and backs away. Myung-gi eagerly pulls the baby toward his side using the pole, but it's all part of Gi-hun's plan. While Myung-gi is distracted, Gi-hun yanks the knife from player 203's corpse. Just as the bridge begins to retract, he makes a split-second leap, flying through the air, and lands on the final tower. Myung-gi reminds him of the promise to sacrifice himself.
You said you'd sacrifice yourself. Changed your mind already?
You're not worth that much.
Then, chaos erupts. They clash violently. Myung-gi knocks the knife out of Gi-hun's hand. The button for the final game rises behind them, still untouched. They fight. The pole is thrown off the edge. Gi-hun dives for the knife, but Myung-gi grabs the baby and holds her over the edge. He orders Gi-hun to drop the knife and back away. He threatens to drop the baby if Gi-hun comes any closer. Without hesitation, Gi-hun complies and backs away from the baby. But the moment he's far enough, Myung-gi lunges for the knife, and the fight begins again. Myung-gi slices Gi-hun across the side, then plunges the blade into his arm. The two men grapple fiercely until they both roll off the edge of the tower. In a moment of sheer desperation, Gi-hun manages to grab hold of an exposed metal rod on the edge. Myung-gi clings to Gi-hun's jacket. Gi-hun holds on with everything he's got, but the fabric begins to tear. The jacket sleeve rips off, and Myung-gi plummets to his death. Gi-hun hauls himself back up, bloodied and exhausted. That's when it hits him. They never press the start button, so Myung-gi's death doesn't count. One of the VIPs murmurs,
"No one's ever won it twice before, right?"
I bet no one ever even tried to play these games twice. Cut to the sea. The Coast Guard finally arrives, just as a drone silently buzzes overhead, broadcasting every moment back to the island.
That's a Coast Guard vessel.
Meanwhile, Jun-ho emerges inside the cave that leads to the secret passage into the games. He loads his rifle and sets off on his mission. In the front man's room, No-Yul has burned her file too. She now sits alone in front of the big screen, watching the final game unfold. She raises her AK-47 to her chin, ready to commit the unthinkable. At that moment, Gi-hun slowly walks toward the glowing button and presses it. A final countdown of 15 minutes begins. In the chamber, the sound of the baby crying breaks the silence. No-Yul's eyes fill with tears as she watches Gi-hun's every move. Back in the arena, only 3 minutes remain. Gi-hun stands at the edge of the tower, cradling the baby in his arms. He turns, kisses her forehead, and gently sets her down behind him. His eyes brim with emotion as he whispers a final message to the front man, who watches intently from the control center.
We are not horses. We are humans.
Gi-hun takes one last breath and falls backward off the edge. The game ends. His selfless act inspires No-Yul to live. She lowers her rifle. Something shifts inside the frontman too. Something clicks. An officer informs him that a Coast Guard ship is approaching. Without hesitation, the frontman orders an evacuation and slams a red button, triggering a 30-minute countdown. At the same time, Jun-ho is climbing a ladder leading back into the games arena when he spots a bomb with the same countdown ticking. Inside the frontman's room, Noyeol stands up, grabs the officer's mask, and uses it to access the elevator. The frontman approaches Gi-hun's lifeless body and realizes he has lost the battle. He failed to turn Gi-hun into a miserable reflection of himself. Instead, Gi-hun had managed to awaken the last traces of humanity still smoldering deep within him. Meanwhile, Jun-ho sneaks into the frontman's office. On a surveillance screen, he sees the frontman reaching the top of the tower and gently lifting the baby into his arms. Jun-ho shoots at the screen, then notices a hidden door behind the broken panel. He enters the now-abandoned VIP lounge, shoots at the glass, and locks eyes with the frontman, who is gently cradling the baby. Jun-ho raises his gun and shouts at his brother.
Enough! Why? Why'd you do it?
But the frontman, unmoved and silent, turns away without answering. Outside, helicopters lift off one by one, carrying the VIPs away. Staff cars are loaded onto a massive cargo ship. Inside one of them, Noyeol clutches her injured side, breathing heavily as she watches the chaos unfold. Jun-ho manages to escape through the underwater tunnel. From the sea, he watches as all the facilities on the island explode. The Coast Guard ship finally approaches him. The scene cuts to Gi-hun's hotel. The frontman enters the room with all of Gi-hun's cash and takes it away. 6 months later, at the amusement park where Noyeol once worked, she sits for a portrait being sketched by the father of the sick girl. Though he doesn't recognize her, he pauses and asks if they've met. Her face looks familiar.
Work here a little while ago.
Oh yeah, that's it. I just couldn't shake the feeling that I knew you.
Just then, his daughter runs up, looking vibrant and full of life.
Hello, Na-yeon.
Hello, how are you?
How do you know Na-yeon?
When I was working here, I heard about her illness.
I see.
She looks better now.
She is, thanks to everyone's help.
She offers the girl a lollipop, just like she used to, and prepares to leave. Though her portrait isn't finished, she promises to come back later. As she walks to her car, her phone rings. It's Park Man-chul.
Why can't you just leave me alone? Go see another broker like I said.
Everyone else I tried.
The same man who once promised to help Sae-byeok's mother escape from North Korea.
Damn it.
I trusted you and brought my money here like you told me. That money's something I risked my own life to get.
He shares a new lead. Someone may have seen Noyeol's daughter in China.
It hasn't been totally confirmed yet, but I gotta say a lot of the details do line up. Her name's Han Song-yi, right?
He advises her to consider going there to investigate. Meanwhile, in another part of the city, Woo-suk is being released from prison. Outside, Jun-ho and his friend are waiting to pick him up. As they drive away, Woo-suk jokes that prison felt like a vacation. But now that the island mystery is behind him, he admits he has no idea what to do next. Jun-ho reveals he's no longer a detective either. Woo-suk suggests they team up and reopen Gi-hun's hotel. Jun-ho agrees, at least in theory, but says they'll need money to make anything happen. Then, he drops a twist. By the time he got to Gi-hun's place, the prize money was gone. There was nothing left. When Jun-ho returns to his apartment, he's stunned to find the baby lying there, wrapped in Player 222's jacket. This time, it's not a CGI baby. Resting gently on top of her is an envelope tied with a red ribbon. Inside, he finds a card that reads, Player 222 winner. Alongside it is a credit card. Curious and suspicious, Jun-ho takes the card to an ATM. When prompted for a PIN, he enters 0222, the player number. To his shock, the full 45.6 billion won prize pool has been loaded onto the card. Elsewhere, at the airport arrivals terminal, Park Man-chul watches an emotional reunion unfold. Sae-byeok's mother clutches her son tightly, tears falling as she apologizes for taking so long to find him. They embrace, finally reunited. Beside them stands Sang-woo's mother, who raised the boy all these years. Eventually, Man-chul kept his word to Sae-byeok.
If the problem is money, I can get you more.
No. Last time you gave me more than enough money. I kinda owe this to Sae-byeok after all.
As he looks up, he spots No-wool ascending the escalator. She's on her way to board a flight to China. He quickly calls her and asks if she's flying out today. She confirms, and he assures her he'll arrange for someone to meet her at the airport in China. He apologizes for not going with her and wishes her luck, hoping she finds her daughter. Meanwhile, Woo-suk and his friend arrive at Gi-hun's old hotel, talking about how to renovate the place without money. They're planning to do all the work themselves. In Los Angeles, the frontman quietly tracks down Gi-hun's daughter. When she answers the door, he introduces himself as a friend of her father, but she replies coldly that she wants nothing to do with her father, that he doesn't exist to her anymore, assuming he just sent someone else to deliver her birthday gift, not bothering to do it himself. Just as she's about to shut the door, the frontman gently stops her with a quiet revelation. Her father is dead. The words hit her like a wave, and her expression softens. He holds out a box marked with the unmistakable Squid Game symbol and tells her it contains her father's belongings. After the frontman leaves, she opens the box. Inside is Gi-hun's blood-stained Player 456 jacket, folded with care. On top lies a sleek black envelope. She opens it slowly. Inside is a credit card, with all the money the frontman had taken from Gi-hun's hotel. Meanwhile, as the frontman's car weaves through the streets of LA, he gazes out the window. On a corner, he spots the sharply dressed Hella playing Deok-su with a homeless man. She turns toward the car, locking eyes with the frontman. There's a brief moment, an unspoken recognition. She gives a subtle nod and smirks before turning back to resume the game. And that's the end of Squid Game Season 3. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching. This season took everything to a whole new level. The stakes, the emotions, the betrayals, and that heartbreaking ending. What did you think? Did Gi-hun make the right choice? Will the games return with a new host? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I read every one of them. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more deep dive recaps. And if you haven't seen the earlier parts, you'll find the links in the description. I'm Mr. Recap. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next game.